You know, they call it delusional to act rich when you're broke. But here's the truth they don't want you to discover. The only delusional behavior is acting poor when greatness is your birthright. Right now, while you're worried about your next meal, billionaires are using the exact mental strategies I'm about to share with you. Strategies that cost absolutely nothing but create everything. You've been lied to about needing money to make money, about staying in your lane, about being realistic with your expectations. The reality is that every empire builder started with empty pockets and a mind full of possibility. They just knew something you're about to learn. Your bank balance is not your identity. And the way you act today determines the wealth you'll have tomorrow. There once was a man living under a bridge in Los Angeles who wore a torn suit every single day, while others in his situation dressed in whatever they could find. This homeless man pressed his raggedy suit each morning using a brick heated by the sun. He shaved with rainwater, combed his hair with a broken comb, and walked the streets like he owned them. Business owners noticed him. They saw something different. One day, a restaurant owner offered him a dishwashing job, impressed by his dignity. Within 6 months, that man was managing the restaurant. Within 2 years, he owned a small catering business. Today, he runs a multi-million-dollar hospitality empire. What separated him from thousands of others in the same situation? He acted like a king when he had nothing but concrete for a bed. You see, wealth begins in the mind long before it shows up in your wallet. Every millionaire I've studied, every successful person I've interviewed, they all understood this fundamental truth. Your external circumstances are simply a delayed reflection of your internal state. When you're broke, when you're struggling, when you can barely make rent, that's precisely when you must elevate your thinking to royal standards. Not tomorrow when things get better, not next month when that check comes in. Right now, in this moment, while your pockets are empty, your brain doesn't know the difference between real and imagined experiences. Neuroscientists have proven this repeatedly. When you visualize success, when you carry yourself with confidence, when you speak with authority, your brain creates the same neural pathways as if you were already living that reality. These pathways become highways. These highways become your destiny. The tragedy is that most people wait for money to start feeling successful. They've got it completely backwards. Success is not something you pursue, it's something you become. Think about actual kings throughout history. Many were born into poverty, raised in exile, or started with nothing but a claim to a throne. What made them different? They knew who they were before anyone else recognized it. They acted according to their destiny, not their current circumstances. King David was a shepherd boy. Emperor Augustus was sickly and weak. Abraham Lincoln was born in a log cabin. But each carried themselves with a certainty about their future that made others believe in them too. The science of success psychology tells us something remarkable, that people treat you the way you treat yourself. When you walk into a room believing you belong there, others believe it too. When you speak with quiet confidence despite having $12 in your checking account, opportunities start finding you. This isn't magic or wishful thinking. It's behavioral science. Every gesture you make, every word you speak, every thought you think is broadcasting a signal to the world about who you are and what you deserve right now. You might be thinking this sounds like fantasy. You might be looking at your empty refrigerator, your overdue bills, your beat-up car, and wondering how acting like royalty changes any of that. But that's exactly the kind of thinking that keeps people stuck in poverty consciousness. The poor think about what they don't have. The wealthy think about what they're creating. The poor focus on problems. The wealthy focus on solutions. The poor see obstacles. The wealthy see opportunities. Your self-immersion is the thermostat of your life. Just like a thermostat maintains room temperature, your self-immersion maintains your life circumstances. If you see yourself as a broke person temporarily without money, you'll stay broke. If you see yourself as a wealthy person temporarily experiencing a cash flow challenge, You'll find ways to create wealth. This isn't positive thinking nonsense. This is how your reticular activating system works. Your brain filters reality based on your beliefs about yourself. Consider this. Every wealthy person was once broke. Every successful entrepreneur once had empty pockets. Every industry leader once felt like an imposter. The difference between those who made it and those who didn't wasn't starting capital, connections, or lucky breaks. The difference was a decision. A moment when they said, I may have nothing right now, but I refuse to be nothing. That's the moment when everything changes. Kings throughout history understood something powerful about human psychology. Perception creates reality. When you carry yourself with dignity, when you speak with purpose, when you move through the world like you have a destination, people respond differently to you. Doors open, conversations happen, opportunities appear. Not because you suddenly deserve them more, but because you finally allowed yourself to see them and seize them. The most dangerous poverty is poverty of imagination. When you can't imagine yourself successful or powerful, you'll never take the actions required to become those things. But when you start thinking like a king, acting like a king, preparing like a king, the kingdom eventually manifests around you. This isn't mysticism. It's practical psychology. Your current bank balance is not your identity. Your present circumstances are not your destiny. Your temporary situation is not your permanent address. What matters is the decision you make right now, in this moment, to transform your mental state, regardless of your material state. Because here's what nobody tells you about success. It's not about having money. It's about having certainty. It's not about wearing expensive clothes. It's about wearing confidence. It's not about living in a palace. It's about living with purpose. The choice is yours, and you must make it now. Will you let your empty pockets define your empty future? Or will you decide right here, right now, that you are royalty in training, temporarily experiencing financial challenges while you build your empire? Your circumstances are screaming one message, but your destiny is whispering another. Which voice will you choose to believe? The answer to that question will determine whether you remain a pauper or reveal yourself as the king you were always meant to be. Walk into any successful boardroom and watch how the powerful move. Their steps aren't rushed or hesitant. They move with deliberate intention. You can practice this right now, wherever you are. Stand up straight, pull your shoulders back, lift your chin slightly, and walk like you're heading somewhere important, because you are. Every step you take is leading you toward your destiny. CEOs don't shuffle, they stride. Millionaires don't slouch, they stand tall. Start practicing the walk of wealth today. It costs nothing, but changes everything. When you move like someone important, people subconsciously categorize you as someone worth knowing. Here's something fascinating about human communication. Only 7% of our message comes from words. The rest comes from tone, pace, and body language. You don't need expensive voice coaching to sound successful. Lower your voice slightly when speaking. Pause between thoughts instead of filling space with and ah. Speak as if every word matters, because it does. Practice reading out loud for 10 minutes daily. Record yourself on your phone. Listen back. Most broke people speak quickly from anxiety. Wealthy people speak slowly from confidence. They know others will wait for them to finish. Start speaking like someone whose time is valuable, even if you're unemployed. Your morning sets the tone for your entire day. Kings don't wake up and immediately check social media or worry about bills. Create a 2-minute ritual that costs $0 but builds million-dollar habits. Before your feet hit the floor, take 3 deep breaths and state 3 things you're grateful for. Stand up and stretch like you're preparing for battle, because you are. But who you're becoming. Splash cold water on your face with intention. These simple acts program your subconscious for success before the world can program you for failure. Rich people have rich friends, but they didn't wait until they were wealthy to build those relationships. Start attending free business meetups, library seminars, and community events where ambitious people gather. Don't go asking for handouts. Go offering value. Share an article you've read. Introduce two people who should know each other. Volunteer to help with setup. When you can't buy coffee, suggest walking meetings in parks. Successful people appreciate initiative more than expense accounts. Build your network like you're collecting royalty, because eventually you will be, while others waste hours scrolling social media. You can access the same information billionaires pay for. Public libraries offer free access to business journals, online courses, and industry publications worth thousands annually. YouTube hosts entire MBA curriculums at zero cost. Podcasts deliver daily mentorship from world leaders while you commute. The discipline between broke and wealthy isn't access to information anymore. It's the discipline to consume it. Spend 2 hours daily learning what others pay university tuition to discover. In 6 months, you'll know more than most graduates. In a year, you'll think like an executive. Successful people dress successfully, but you don't need designer labels to look polished. Visit thrift stores in wealthy neighborhoods where barely worn quality clothing costs less than fast fashion. Learn basic grooming skills. Neat hair, clean nails, and fresh breath matter more than brand names. Iron everything, even t-shirts. Polish shoes weekly with dollar store supplies. Stand in front of mirrors in department stores to see how expensive clothes hang. Then recreate that posture in whatever you're wearing. Confidence is the best accessory. And it's completely free. Your environment shapes your mindset. Even if that environment is a tiny apartment or shared room, arrange your space like a productivity temple. Create a success corner with library books, printed goals, and images of your future life. Keep everything obsessively clean and organized. Clutter creates mental chaos. Make your bed militarily every morning. It's your first victory of the day. Use natural light whenever possible. Plants from dollar stores add life and success energy. Your space should whisper, "Future millionaire lives here," even if rent is overdue. Time management separates the wealthy from the wannabes. While broke people say they have no time, kings know time is their most valuable asset. Wake up 1 hour earlier than necessary. That's 365 extra hours annually, 9 additional work weeks to build your empire. Schedule your day in 30-minute blocks, including time for learning, networking, and skill building. Treat appointments with yourself as seriously as meetings with millionaires. When you value your time, others begin valuing it too. Time discipline costs nothing but creates everything. Your words create your world, so choose them like precious gems. Eliminate poverty language from your vocabulary. Never say, "I can't afford it." Instead, say, "How can I afford it?" Don't say, "I'm broke." Say, "I'm between fortunes." Replace "I need" with "I choose." Wealthy people speak in possibilities, not limitations. They discuss solutions, not problems. Practice this new language daily until it becomes natural. Your subconscious believes whatever you repeatedly tell it. Feed it royal thoughts, and it will create royal results. Every interaction is an opportunity to practice your future self. Treat the grocery clerk like they're interviewing you for your dream job. Speak to the bus driver like they're a potential business partner. Handle criticism like a CEO handles board meetings, with grace and strategic thinking. These daily practices build the character muscles you'll need when real opportunities arrive. Success isn't an event. It's a series of small victories accumulated over time. But collecting those victories now, while nobody's watching, so you'll be ready when everyone is. Time is the only currency that matters when money is scarce, while others waste hours complaining about their situation. You can invest those same hours in skills that pay forever. 8 hours of focused learning can master basics that others spend thousands learning in workshops. Trade your evenings for expertise, exchange your weekends for wisdom. Every hour you invest in yourself compounds like interest. The broke binge Netflix, while the future wealthy binge knowledge. Which compound effect do you want working in your life? Most people see libraries as places for books, but kings see them as free universities, boardrooms, and networking hubs. Modern libraries offer high-speed internet, quiet workspaces, access to expensive research databases, and professional development programs. Use library computers to build websites, create business plans, and develop presentations. Attend every free workshop offered. Join study groups where ambitious people gather. The library card is your platinum membership to unlimited resources. While others pay for co-working spaces, you're building empires between the stacks. There's a truth about relationships that changes everything. Successful people aren't looking for what you have. They're looking for who you are. Start identifying people one level above where you want to be. Restaurant servers, no shift managers. Retail workers, study store managers. Unemployed individuals, connect with small business owners. Offer to help with tasks nobody else wants. Show up early, stay late, ask intelligent questions, share useful information. Relationships built on service create opportunities money can't buy. Your network truly is your net worth, even when your net worth is negative. The wealthy understand something profound. You must give value before you receive it. Can't afford to take people to lunch. Share valuable articles. No money for gifts. Write thoughtful thank you notes. Can't invest financially. Invest emotionally. Remember birthdays. Celebrate others' wins. Connect people who should know each other. Become known as someone who adds value to every interaction. This generosity mindset attracts abundance like a magnet. When you operate from abundance despite scarcity, the universe responds by filling your cup. Small actions create massive results through compounding. Reading 10 pages daily equals 3.65 pages annually, roughly 12 books. Writing 100 words daily produces 36.5 words yearly, a full book. One thank you note weekly builds 52 powerful relationships annually. 5 minutes of meditation daily equals 30 hours of mental training yearly. These tiny investments cost nothing but time and discipline, yet they create returns that dwarf any stock market gains. Compound interest isn't just financial, it's the eighth wonder of the personal development world. Free mentorship surrounds you if you know where to look. Successful people write books sharing their secrets, borrow them free from libraries. They give interviews on podcasts, listen while you commute. They post advice on LinkedIn, follow and engage thoughtfully. They speak at free community events, attend and ask one great question. They run businesses you can observe, study their operations as a customer. Mentorship isn't about formal relationships anymore. It's about being a student of success wherever it appears. Your phone is either your greatest asset or biggest liability. Transform it into a pocket university. Delete time-wasting apps and replace them with learning platforms. Use voice recordings to practice presentations while walking. Set hourly reminders for affirmations and goal reviews. Follow only accounts that elevate your thinking. Join online communities where successful people share strategies. Your smartphone costs hundreds. Make it worth thousands through strategic use. Technology democratizes success, but only for those disciplined enough to use it wisely. Skills pay bills, but the right skills create wealth. Identify 3 abilities that the market rewards highly and you can learn for free. Copywriting, digital marketing, basic coding, graphic design, social media management, all learnable through free online resources. Choose skills that scale, meaning 1 hour of work can benefit multiple clients. Master fundamentals thoroughly before moving to advanced concepts. Document your learning journey. It becomes portfolio proof of expertise. While others debate which skills to learn, you'll already be earning from yours. Energy management matters more than time management when building something from nothing. Protect your mental and emotional resources like a miser guards gold. Limit exposure to negative people and pessimistic content. Create boundaries around your dreams. Say no to energy vampires and yes to energy multipliers. Eat foods that fuel focus, even if they're simple. Exercise using body weight, no gym required. Sleep like success depends on it, because it does. Your energy is your competitive advantage when money isn't. Here's what separates empire builders from eternal dreamers. Execution without excuses. Start where you are with what you have. Need business cards? Design them free online and print at the library. Want a website? Build one using free platforms. Require professional photos? Ask a photography student to build their portfolio. Need office space? Transform a coffee shop corner into your headquarters. Every empire started with someone saying, "I'll figure it out," instead of "I can't afford it." Your creativity multiplies when resources are scarce. Document everything as you build. Today's struggles become tomorrow's success story. Write about your journey in a free blog. Share lessons learned on social media. Record voice memos of breakthroughs and breakdowns. Take photos of small wins and big challenges. This documentation serves two purposes. It tracks your progress when you feel stuck, and it becomes valuable content when you succeed. People pay premium prices to learn how others escaped poverty. Your current struggle is your future product. Build it consciously while living it courageously. The gap between where you are and where you want to be isn't filled with money, it's filled with strategic action. Every day you wait for circumstances to change is a day your empire remains unbuilt. But every action you take despite your circumstances is a brick in your palace. The construction begins now. With whatever materials you have, wherever you stand, however afraid you feel. Because kingdoms aren't inherited by the worthy. They're built by the willing. Your parents' relationship with money doesn't have to be yours. They might have taught you that rich people are greedy. Money doesn't grow on trees. Or there's never enough to go around. These beliefs run like software in your mental computer, creating the exact reality they predict. But here's the beautiful truth. You can rewrite that code. Starting today, question every money belief you inherited. When you catch yourself thinking, people like us don't succeed, stop and ask, says who? Your lineage might be filled with struggle, but your legacy can overflow with abundance. The chain breaks with you. Shame about being broke is the heaviest chain, keeping you imprisoned in poverty. You hide your situation, pretend everything's fine, and miss opportunities because you're too embarrassed to show up authentically. But vulnerability is power. When you own your current situation without letting it own you, something magical happens. Shame loses its grip. Tell people you're building something great from scratch. Share that you're investing everything in your future. Wear your journey like a badge of honor, not a scarlet letter. The most successful people aren't ashamed of their origin stories, they're proud of them. Every no you hear is just redirection toward your eventual yes. When banks reject your loan applications, when employers pass on your resume, when potential partners decline your proposals, celebrate. You're being protected from paths that weren't meant for you. Each rejection teaches you something. Each closed door guides you toward the right entrance. Collect rejections like trophies. The more you gather, the closer you get to breakthrough. Most people quit after 3 no's. Kings collect hundreds before their yes arrives. Rejection is just the universe's way of saying, not yet, or not this way. Patience separates temporary visitors from permanent residents in the palace of success. Your bills scream for attention today, but your empire whispers about tomorrow. This is the test. Can you play the long game when short-term pressures feel overwhelming? Can you invest in skills that pay in years when you need money in days? Every wealthy person faced this choice and chose the harder path. They worked terrible jobs while building dream businesses. They lived below their means while expanding their capabilities. They said no to immediate gratification for eventual abundance. The kingdom comes to those who outlast the storm. Your mind must be wealthy before your bank account can follow suit. This isn't mystical thinking, it's practical psychology. Start each morning programming prosperity into your consciousness. Write affirmations like you're composing royal decrees. I am a money magnet. Opportunities flow to me effortlessly. I deserve abundant success. Say them until your subconscious stops arguing and starts believing. Visualize your wealthy life in vivid detail. See the homes. Feel the freedom. Taste the success. Your brain can't distinguish between imagined and real experiences. Feed it wealth consciousness daily. And watch it manufacture matching circumstances. Breaking through poverty programming requires daily combat against old patterns. When scarcity thoughts arise, counter them immediately with abundance affirmations. When fear whispers, "You'll never make it," respond with, "I'm exactly where I need to be." When doubt creeps in, flood it out with certainty. This mental battlefield determines your financial future. Every thought is either building your palace or reinforcing your prison. Choose consciously, fight consistently, and win inevitably. The war for wealth is won in your mind long before it's visible in your world. Victory belongs to those who refuse to surrender their royal vision to temporary circumstances. There's Maria, who slept in her car for 6 months while building a cleaning business with a borrowed bucket and homemade cleaning supplies. She dressed professionally despite showering at gym facilities, spoke to property managers like equals, and treated every small job like $1 million contract. Today she employs 200 people and owns commercial properties she once cleaned. Who lost everything in bankruptcy but spent his last $20 on library late fees so he could keep learning. He taught himself coding on library computers, freelanced while living on friends' couches, and built a software company that Microsoft later acquired for millions. These aren't anomalies. They're examples of the principle in action. Starting tonight, your 90-day transformation begins. Week 1. Establish your morning ritual and eliminate 3 poverty phrases from your vocabulary. Week 2. Identify 3 high-value skills and begin free training. Week 3. Attend 2 networking events and make 5 strategic connections. Week 4. Create your first value offering and share it freely. Month 2 escalates. Launch a side project, establish accountability partnerships, and document your journey. Month 3 accelerates. Pitch your services. Seek mentorship and reinvest every penny earned into growth. 90 days of royal behavior, regardless of circumstances, creates momentum that becomes unstoppable. Your royal declaration isn't a wish list, it's a written commitment to your future self tonight. Write, "I am," for the future, your destiny, "though my current account balance shows my value to the world is unlimited. I choose abundance over scarcity, action over excuses, persistence over surrender. I will treat every person like potential royalty, every opportunity like a golden door, every setback like strategic redirection. My circumstances are temporary, my commitment is permanent, my success is inevitable." Sign it. Date it. Read it every morning like a king reviewing battle plans. Building your support system starts with supporting others. Find 3 people also fighting their way up. Create a weekly mastermind in a free location. Share resources, celebrate wins, analyze failures, and hold each other accountable. Your knights don't need armor, yet they just need to believe in the mission. Exchange skills, barter services, amplify each other's efforts. Poverty loves isolation, but success thrives in community. When one rises, pull others up. When one falls, others lift. This is how kingdoms get built, not by solo heroes, but by aligned allies. Your transformation cannot wait for perfect conditions because they'll never arrive. The rent is still due, the refrigerator still empty, the bills still piling up. But something else is piling up too, your skills, your network, your confidence, your clarity. Every day you act like royalty despite the chaos. You're depositing currency into an account that compounds exponentially. One day, sooner than you imagine, the external world will match your internal reality. But it starts with today's decision and tonight's action. The clock is ticking on your current situation, but it's also ticking on your opportunity. This moment, right now, is your pivot point. You can close this message and return to poverty consciousness, or you can rise and begin your royal transformation. Tomorrow's version of you is watching today's version. Make this choice. Your future children are depending on this decision. Your potential legacy hangs in this balance. Kings aren't born in palaces. They're forged in struggle and revealed through persistence. Your coronation doesn't require permission, only decision. The throne awaits, but only you can claim it. Your royal journey begins with the very next step you take. Will you take it with the shuffle of defeat or the stride of destiny? The choice has always been yours. Act like a king, even if you're broke, especially if you're broke, because that's when it matters most.